Hello, my spicy friends. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the newly buffed Skarmory, as well as the newly buffed Gastrodon. Unfortunately, Gastrodon's Mudslap buff, don't get me wrong, I think it is pretty good, and I always did think Gastrodon was at least somewhat viable, but now, it's definitely a step up, I would say. It can now actually be kind of spammy when it comes to Body Slam, which is always nice. Body Slam spam is a tried and true strategy for Gastrodon, and it's got Earth Power to go along with it. Still does get walled by the same things as ever, of course, being flyers, but, well, it's definitely better now. I will say that much. And Swampert is just there in the back. As good as ever, I would say. But of course, the star of the show today is Skarmory, and once you see this thing, you'll see why. It got a massive buff, actually. Steel Wing used to be kind of a bad move. It used to be, I think, 3.5 damage per turn and 2.5 energy per turn, but now it's 3.5 damage per turn and 3.5 energy per turn, which is really good. It's insane. Just for reference, those are the exact same stats as Poison Jab, which I don't think I need to tell you guys, that is also a very good move too. So Steel Wing went from being mediocre to one of the best fast moves in the game, which I think is definitely a buff Skarmory needed, just because it was honestly pretty bad for the past couple of seasons. And I decided that I want to do a video on Skarmory and Gastrodon as soon as possible. And what better way to do that than to just do them both at the same time? After all, near the start of Go Battle League, Skarmory and Swampert were a very famous core, and well, why not throw in Gastrodon as an ABB, right? You know? Just a second Mud Boy. And I think this team is actually alright. Probably not as good as it would have been in Season 1. But, you know, if you want to use both Skarmory and Gastrodon on the same team, or just in general, I think this is a pretty good way to do it. As you can see here, my opponent is running something interesting. You know, you kind of expect it. It's like literally the first couple of battles of the season. It's new players going up against players who have probably a bit of an unfair advantage here, let's be real. But hey, it's an interesting spice. Also gives me a chance to show off Skarmory some more, which I am happy to do. It's the whole reason I'm making this video, to be honest. And you know, while I was making this video, I got pretty excited to think about all the other insane stuff that benefits from Steel Wing. As far as I'm aware, I don't think anything super crazy gets it, like Skarmory is the best Pokemon with Steel Wing. Although you could probably do some other funny stuff, like maybe Steel Wing Dragonite in the Master League. What else is there that I'm aware of? Quite a lot. Maybe like Steel Wing Braviary or something. Steel Wing Ho-Oh, Steel Wing Kyurem, Steel Wing Pidgeot. Yeah, this move is pretty crazy now. I am on board with this. Anyway, we're going up against a Medicham here. You know, bold choice using a Pokemon that just got nerfed, but on the other hand, it's not like Medicham is bad now. Far from it. I don't think Medicham is going to be a bad Pokemon this season. Which I know, it sounds like an insane sentence, but keep in mind, it got nerfed pretty hard. You know, Psychic got nerfed from, I think it lost like 10 damage or something, which is pretty crazy in a game like this. And you know, a bunch of stuff got a bunch of flyers got buffed. So I think it's fair to say that yeah, Medicham got nerfed hard, but it's still gonna be good. Yeah, I think I lost this game here, which understandable. You know, um, this is one of those Pokemon that Gastrodon gets walled by, being Gligar, of course. I think really only the first two games this sets are up against newer players who weren't super familiar with what they were doing. Now we're going up against like pros, or at least players who are very familiar with how the game works. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I like challenges. uh, anyway, let's see. I decide, you know, it was really a 50-50 here because this Lantern had a shield. If I was going to go for the Earthquake or the Hydro Cannon, I really didn't know what to do, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to be brave. I'm going to go for the Earthquake. Hope they don't shield, and they shielded, which sucks, of course. And I was hoping Skarmory could come in here and finish the job, but unfortunately, they have just enough time to get to a Thunderbolt. Doesn't really matter because the Lantern walls us hard here. Yeah, we got walled pretty hard here. I was hoping to at least get off one Steel Wing, but unfortunately we don't quite get there. So, yeah. Yeah, we lost the game pretty hard. If I had a little bit more energy or played just a little better, I might have been able to win there. But that's okay. Anyway, new lead. This isn't quite as good as it used to be with Air Slash, unfortunately, because Steel Wing is now resisted by Swampert. It was always resisted, of course, but what I mean by that is that our fast move right now is resisted, and they got off an Earthquake on us, and normally this matchup would kind of suck now, because we would have a hard time outpacing with Sky attacks, but thanks to the fact that Steel Wing is now kind of insane, we are now able to get off a couple more Sky attacks back to back, and we're gonna farm them down for well, we get an energy lead. And thanks to Steel Wing, this matchup against Alolan Sandslash right here, it's not so bad. The Sky Attack is going to do some decent chip. Like, we're resisted here. Our Sky Attack got resisted by the Sandslash. But our Steel Wing is now neutral against them, so with just a little bit of chip, they are now halfway. And they're going to bring in their Medicham here. I want to preserve my Gastrodon for their Alolan Sandslash. Like, I knew they threw out a Surf with that Swampert, but their team comp is still very good. So I feel like this player is genuinely pretty good. They just don't have all the resources they need for a Great League team, which is fine, you know? Nothing wrong with that. And anyway, we get hit by a Psychic, which, thankfully, because it got nerfed hard, means that we can easily get to 2 Hydro Cannons here. Oh man, I do not miss buffed Medicham, or at least, should I say, pre-nerf Psychic Medicham. I've heard some people are considering Dynamic Punch Medicham, but I think the fact that Medicham really does need Psychic, because Dynamic Punch means it gives up on a lot of matchups. Or at least matchups that it could have play in, like Azumarill. Anyway, they're going to go for, they're going to bring in Sandslash. And I still feel like I gotta respect whatever Medicham's got. Because I know a Drill Run probably won't KO. And Ice Punch had the same type attack bonus there, so... Oh well. Anyway, in comes Medicham. I'm just going to go straight for the Body Slam here, which should knock them out. And yeah, we get the win. Yeah, I forgot to mention earlier, the first game of the set today, I forgot to get my Go Battle League Battle Pass. Yeah, don't forget to get that, guys. You can get a lot of free Stardust that way. It's great. Love it. Anyway, let's see what this is. I think this is our final game of the night. And yeah, I remember this one. This one is tricky. So, obviously, we want to get rid of their... We want to get rid of their Stunfisk. And we are getting RPS'd very, very hard tonight, which sucks. So right now, all I can really do is just throw out body slams against this Jumpluff. And I always did kind of wish that Gastrodon would get Ice Beam or something as a buff. That would have been really cool. But, you know, I am very happy with this Mud Slap buff. This Mud Slap buff's great. Like I said, not perfect, still good. Still good. They go for an Aerial Ace there, which is interesting. I'm not sure what the plan was. At first, I thought maybe they were going to try to chip us down or something, but instead they decided to just go for the Energy Ball here and knock us out. So I'm going to bring in Skarmory, try to get in a bunch of farm down. Probably not farm them down all the way, because Steel Wing does have 3.5 damage per turn, which is still alright, but Jumpluff is very bulky, so we were going to eat a lot of chip there. Anyway, we managed to get a pretty good catch on Swampert, and this game is making me think that I should have just brought in Swampert in the first place. You'll see why. Just because Swampert is, I think, classier than Gastrodon. You know, Swampert isn't frail at all, but I think it is frailer than Gastrodon. Probably did a better safe swap too, but oh well. Anyway, the goal there, my plan there wasn't really to use a good safe swap. It was just to pull out their Mudboy answer, which in this case was Jumpluff. Yeah, I don't know if this is a great play. Oh, it was. Yeah, I shielded their Earthquake up. That's all right. But they go for the aggressive swap in with Jumpluff. I should have caught on to that, but unfortunately I didn't. Anyway, the game is pretty much lost here. Not much I can really do. My plan is to just farm up a bunch, get a ton of energy, maybe unload on the Galarian Stunfisk. I don't think that at the amount of health they have left, that my Brave Bird will KO. Which sucks, but you know, I'm just trying to play this game out here, see what I can do. Flex Skarmory a little bit. Shiny Skarmory isn't really impressive these days, but Steel Wing is great now. I love Steel Wing. Steel Wing is amazing. Just gonna tank a Rock Slide here, which sucks, but oh well. Gonna go for the Sky... no. I'm gonna go for the Brave Bird here. I had to farm up a bunch. And despite the fact that it's resisted... Oh man, I am just not remembering things correctly at all, am I? That is not a Lantern, that is a Pelipper. And I want to hit this Pelipper with a Brave Bird and knock it out. And unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to do that. Oh well. We tried. We really did. But at the end of the day, there wasn't really much I could do there. Oh well. GG's. Thanks for watching, my spicy friends. I really appreciate it, and I think that this is a really fun team that I'm probably going to try to use some more. Remember, stay spicy.